Subi off here.
Is that Nick Japping?
I think so.
Mr. James.
Mr. James.
That's alright, we're going the other way, I think.
Alright.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah. And welcome back to this.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've had it for a little bit again now, but it was a long time that I did not have it in my possession for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, should we go ahead and tell the audience what happened?
What happened? Yeah. So I kept coming back to the comments and stuff like that. Actually, let me take off my hood here. Be a bit more engaging. Yeah, I came back to the comments of the first video that we did, obviously, a few times, and there are a few people on there saying, you know, oh, it's crashed, oh, it's written off, oh, it's this, oh, it's that.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just state the facts. Got into a little prang at a roundabout. Somebody decided to go ahead and drive over the line and then stopped in the middle of the roundabout as I was looking for oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
I went into the back of him. It wasn't that much damage. It was just the front crash bar, the radiator, the hood, and a headlight. So it's all basically been fixed now.
Yeah.
It wasn't written off. It was a stat write-off, which means it can still be registered, and fixed. So it's obviously registered. It's been through. I sold it to a panel beater.
Yeah.
He sold it to another young man, and then he got in touch through Instagram, which is how I obviously found out that the car was still in Canberra. And decided to, like, he didn't immediately say, you know, he was selling it, but it was a few months later.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm actually selling the car if you're interested. And I was like,
Definitely am.
yes I am.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Oh, look, I mean, it's kind of good to actually have it back.
Yeah, it was very refreshing.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know, nostalgic to be back in the exact same car as well. Like, there were so many things that I remember doing to it that was like, oh, that's still done. Oh, that's changed. Oh, this is done. That's changed.
So, like, after obviously this went away, what did you end up like sort of driving in the interim at the time?
For a little bit there, I was driving around just a transit van to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, okay.
I moved interstate for a little bit. That was for about 6 months, and then managed to find a pretty good deal on a little K24 2007 Honda Accord.
Okay.
Managed to pick that up for $3,000. Considering the market, I was pretty happy with that. But that ended up going to my younger brother, who's just gotten his L's and needed a first car. So
fair.
I ended up giving that to him when I found that I'd be buying this back. Otherwise, I probably would have kept it, to be honest. It was a great little daily car.
Yeah.
But I'd sort of taken a bit of a break from cars, to be honest. I'd stepped back pretty heavily from the car scene. Let me give us a bang here.
So, I mean, should we tell them about the, I wouldn't say illegal, but more so special mod that...
no, it's totally legal. Completely catted straight pipe. No, it's straight off the turbo back.
Yeah.
The turbo's back. There's just one pipe going down. The exhaust is right below us here, and I've got a little extender pipe sticking it straight out next to my door there. So that is awesome. That was not intentional. The exhaust fell off the other day. Obviously, when I was driving this thing pretty low, the V-band decided to give up after many 2 years of abuse, probably.
Yeah.
So, you know, it held on for a while, but it was finally its day to go after going around a corner a little quick and over a decent bump. So, have I decided to put my exhaust back on yet? No.
I mean, look,
could I? Yes.
I mean, I'll be interested to actually double check, because I'll see if this sounds louder.
It's very different
than the previous, like in the previous video.
It's very different. Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a V8 rumble to it there.
It's very throaty, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what everybody's been telling me. They're like, oh, it sounds like a V8 almost. I'm like, I like it. Yeah. No, it's fun.
So, like, of course, you having it back, guess at the end of the day, it's like obviously it's not going to stay in the same state.
Well, so I guess, I might as well give the next delivery of news. So upon getting it back, less than a week into having the car back, Mr. Knock, 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 knock. Got a little bit of rod knock there, don't we? So
of course.
Managed to source some new engines that I've got 2 coming in the mail.
Yep.
Shout out to Sam from Townsville.
Hey.
He's genuinely, if I hadn't found him and talked to him, I don't know what would be happening with this car right now. It'd probably be in storage for another year while I save up for a 20k build. But managed to find two engines that are reasonably low mileage. Yep. One of them more than the other, but so the plan is to throw the lowest mile one straight in, swap out the motor, all the same running gear and stuff like that, and just have it like complete changeover, nothing different, same tune, all of the above. The only difference to that motor is I believe it has a Killer B oil pan and pickup, so it's going to be better on the oil starvation, and a cylinder 4 cooling mod, which is like just preventative stuff, which I'm really happy with. It's only got 70,000 Ks, so probably the only thing I'm going to do when I throw that in is put it on a catch can, and then look at the front mount intercooler setup, because I want to keep it cool for the coming summer. Besides that though, I just want to keep it reliable. I just want to drive it. I know I was talking about 300 kilowatt big twin turbo last time, but I mean, look, let's be honest, I've had some reality set in, and that's not really a viable option unless I want to spend 22B money. Fair. Like there's no point really. And even then, even if I did want to go the modified twin route, I'd probably see maybe a maximum of 230, 240 kilowatts going all out, because the turbos would simply be the restriction there. We can build the motor as much as we want, but that twin system is very, very, very complicated. So
I mean, like, there's no harm in doing a big single, though.
No, well, exactly, and this is where the second motor comes in. So that's the plan, basically, is to have the second one as a bit of a learning process for me. I want to build it, I want to pull it apart and see what's going on. I've got a few friends who are mechanics, and I just want to learn. So plan is to convert that to single turbo, and then have that sitting on the side in case anything happens, or if we decide to go like a Link ECU or something like that for it. We'll see, but for the moment, it's reconditioned engine, put it straight in, run it, enjoy it, love it. Basically just work on suspension stuff, actually. Because that's really been the focus that I've been going now. Is I was very much into the power, but I've been enjoying learning how this car handles properly again after going to some specialists. Shout out to Rally Max. Bruce specifically there, just talking to him has been life-changing, genuinely. He has helped so much in terms of getting this car properly dialed in for driving on the back roads and all these bumpy sheet roads that Australia's notorious for. It can handle it again. Raised to monster truck spec anymore. Like it's higher than what I had it, especially in that video that you would have gotten the other week. Like it's a lot. I think it's 15 or 20 mil. We raced it on the shock roughly. But that's still 45 mil away from stock, so it's still a lot lower. It looks quite nice, but it's usable.
Because
I can take it everywhere again. So
because I've got to say, like, at least there's no scrape, there's nothing. It's just gliding.
No clunking, because the geometry's set up properly. Like, that's what I didn't even realize. Like, the thrust angle was all off. The suspension arms were just like working all against each other. So every time you go over a decent bump, it'd be clank. And I feel like a lot of people would install coilovers you can alleviate that. Coilovers can do arguably better than a lot of stock suspension can, especially for these older, 90s and early 2000s cars. So
it's good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm glad. Like, I'm hoping. I don't know. You guys can comment in the, in like below. We need a channel when you do that single, single turbo.
Yeah. No,
You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna build it," and there's gonna be nothing.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
All right. Ozone Boost YouTube channel coming through.
We'll come up with a name, I'm sure. But you can feel free to leave suggestions.
Yeah.
I'm not very good with that stuff. But
yeah, for me, it's just like hopefully just get a good enough name and then go from there. Really.
Yeah. No, look, like. Not to try and sound cocky or anything like that, and I still definitely have a lot to learn when it comes to cars. I am far from versed, but I know enough, and enough that I can do a lot of the work myself. I can know the questions to ask, and not necessarily that I'm going to have all the answers, but I want to document the process and the struggles, I guess, that I come into, because as I've sort of talked about before, and as I'm sure a lot of people interested in these cars knows, the information on them is very, very lacking.
Yeah,
there's just very little information out there, whether it's from like just genuine parts that you're trying to source again, or like aftermarket support, and whether from body kits to suspension to tuning, everything, the whole lot. Like I don't know anywhere that you can buy a bolt-on exhaust for these cars anymore, unless you manage to find a second-hand one from Japan somewhere. But even then, when you're first getting into these, how do you know that you're meant to go on Yahoo auctions and stuff like that and look on the Japanese market to be able to find something? You don't. So it's something that I guess I want to, just show, like, this is what I've struggled with, this is how I went about it, and hopefully it'll help some people in the same situation.
I reckon that's really good, because like I think I don't know, based upon a lot of the comments that at least we got on the first video, you had a lot of people just really asking, how did you tune suspension, how did you go with your just tune for the engine and the ECU? And it's one of those things where I find with certain cars, you just need to find one person who's passionate enough, who's willing to showcase that aspect of the car. People just gravitate towards that. And I think even like when I was, when we were chatting quite some time ago, I was like, look, I can see your passion in this car. I can see exactly why you picked this car, and I'm pretty sure that's shown in the previous videos.
Yeah, I've gone back and watched it once or twice, because then it was like 2 years ago now, 2.5 years ago that we filmed that. Because it was 6 months from when we filmed it to when you actually released the video, I think. It was a little while. So it was a while ago now. That was old iteration of this car.
Now it's changed. No, I'm actually glad to have this one back on the channel. It's one of those things where I'm keen to see all the updates, even though we've been catching up obviously off camera and stuff, but really loving the fact that this is back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I've had a lot of people tell me the same thing, that I look very at home being back in this car, and I feel it. It's not only a bit of nostalgia, but just like it was the first car that I really learned cars on, and I'll never forget that. I think a lot of people could probably say the same, that if they have got the option to never get rid of their first car that really got them into the passion, they won't get rid of it if they can. And so when I got the option to buy it back, it was like,
no-brainer.
Even if this is potentially not the most financially smart decision right now, I'm going to do it. I'm then going to be able to put it away, because I know the car market is very, very odd at the moment. I should give the price for what I paid for it to get it back, but
hopefully less than what you expected.
Look, I bought the car 4 years ago, right? Originally paid $3,000 when I first got it, so that was when the car market was normal. Considering, yes, I paid more than I would have liked to, but considering the market, I think it was a pretty fair price.
That's fair.
And especially because the kid that I ended up buying it off, his dad and him, or his uncle and him, I can't quite remember, but they said they redid the clutch, changed all the speakers out and stuff like that. The interior's been completely refreshed, so there's no more tears in the seats. Like, there are a few couple things that had been done to the car that would arguably add a bit of value. So I was happy to do a bit of negotiating with him, and I think he was very reasonable too. Like, he was asking at a certain price, I hit a ballpark and we sort of met somewhere in the middle. So
That's
like,
pretty good.
it was not like, and this is something that I think people freak out a bit about, is they're seeing all these Rexies go up for 18, 20k, but in reality, are they selling for 18 or 20k, or is it more closer to like maybe 15, 12 at the end of the negotiations? You know.